We're students from Auckland University and we're all undergraduates studying food science and nutrition, and there was a global competition held by the International Union of Food Science and Technology, and it was for food science students fighting world hunger. So the idea was to create a food product that fights hunger in your country, and hunger in New Zealand doesn't look the same as hunger in other countries. So hunger in New Zealand is related to food insecurity, and food insecurity is also positively correlated with obesity due to the calories people have access to, which are nutrient deficient and energy dense. Our bread is a dry mix rēwena style bread that's fortified with fish flour to make it more nutritious, but also we felt that would resonate with Māori culture as well, because kaimoana is a really important part of their heritage and culture.
Firstly, the skeletons came to us gutted and deheaded, and so we only used the skeleton portion because the heads actually contain a lot more fat. So the fat is what causes the smell, so we just used the skeletons, put it in an alkaline solution, boiled it for a couple of hours, which causes the proteins to solubilize, and the fat also separates off. And then so after that boils down, you can kind of pull off the fat layer, and then the rest, the bones and the kind of soup underneath, we put into an autoclave in a mild acid solution, which caused it to soften the bones, kill all the bugs, and also neutralize it back down, so the proteins went precipitated again. And so we drained off all the solution, I guess, essentially, kept all the solids, dried them out in a dehydrator, ground that all up, and we then sieved it a few times, we had a nice fine fish flour that didn't smell. It actually wasn't quite that different to a normal bread, which is what we were aiming for essentially.
The density, the texture, the hard golden crust on the outside, they were all very characteristic of a traditional rēwena bread. So we were really happy with that. We've got most of the characteristics there for a traditional rēwena bread. And yeah, it's never going to be as good as Nan's rēwena bread, but hey, it's pretty close. The additional benefit of our product is that it doesn't take 3 days to make. So if you're making the starter bug from scratch, you have to ferment that for a few days before you add it to a bread. So with our product, you just add the water, knead it, you leave it to rise, fold it over, and then you're able to put it in the oven and cook it. So it takes a lot of the time and effort out of making the bread.